Hey everyone! So today I'm going to teach you how to do this makeup look here. I'm really not sure what to call it yet. I think it's like a pink, purple, smoky eye. So let's get started. So first I started off with my Becca Backlighting Primer filter and I just apply that with my hands. There's really no technical way to do it. Then I went in and used my NYX Glitter Primer and applied that to my lids. So next I went in with a fluffy blending brush and my 35K palette, and I used this color here, it's like a yellow tone, and I just applied that all over the lid and then concentrated it in the crease. Then I went back into my 35K palette by Morphe and I picked up this light brown shade here. And I started working that in the crease again on top of that yellowish color. And I just blended that in with windshield wiper motions, just went back and forth, just to give some depth to the crease. Then I went in with my Sephora and Veromona color switch and I took the color off of that brush, because I'm going to use that again for another color, and I didn't want the colors mixing together. So then I went in with this deeper brown shade here. It's kind of a warm tone, and I took that and I went right over those other shades, right in the crease and windshield wiper motions again, and I also brought that down into the outer corner of the lid as well. Then I took my 35C palette in this magenta shade and a pointed fluffy blending brush, and I put this in the crease and also brought it down onto the lid just a little bit, so just like the lower half of the crease. And I also took that into the outer corner as well a little bit. So then I took a flat shader brush and I went into my 35C palette again and took this purple shade and I just started packing this all over the lid, avoiding the inner corner though. Then I took a fluffy blending brush and I picked up that color again, and I just went in and just started blending that into the crease so that all of the colors, blended together really well. Then I took that magenta shade on the pointed shader brush again and just went in and blended the colors together. I felt I had lost some of that pink a little bit, so I wanted to go back. So then I took this slate color also from the 35K palette on that tapered blending brush and I started concentrating that on the outer third of my eye and into the crease a little bit just to give some depth and dimension to the eye. So this is where you really start smoking it out. I just started going in with this plain brush and just blending everything together. Then I felt that I had lost some of the intensity of the purple, so I just took that packing brush again and just reapplied over the center of the lid. I then went back in with just a clean brush and just started blending everything out. I felt that the line at the top was a little harsh, so I just kept going in and blending and blending and blending. That's the biggest thing with the smoky eye, is just blend it out. So then I took this lighter purple from my 35C palette and I just started packing that into the inner third of my eye. This way I was creating that smoky effect while still staying in the same color family. Then I took this Loreal Infallible shadow and I put this with a little, packing brush in the inner corner of my eye. And I just started blending that in a little bit with that lighter purple shade. Then I took my matte NYX liquid liner and just did a standard wing. I brought it out a little bit farther than I usually do for this look just because I thought that it would add just a little bit more flair. If you guys want an in-depth tutorial on how I do my liner, let me know. So I wet my beauty blender, and then I'm taking my Tarte 12-hour clay foundation, and I'm just putting a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm in light neutral in case you guys are wondering. And then I took my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation, and I just added a little bit to it just because that's not really my shade right now. And then I took my Morphe M439 brush like I always do, and I just mixed it together and just started applying it to my face. I concentrate on the center of my face first, and then I go back in and blend out towards the edges. So then I just took a damp beauty blender and just started blending that out everywhere. And I just like to do this just because I feel like it just gives a much more flawless look to the skin. And then I took my Naked Weightless concealer from Urban Decay in the shade Light Warm, and I just started applying that under the eyes, on the forehead, on the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and then also on my chin to highlight and just give me some extra coverage. And then I just went in with a damp beauty blender again and just blended it all out. Then I took my Airspun by Coty translucent powder, and I just put it under my eyes. This is called Baking. It's really easy. You just take a damp beauty blender and dip it in the powder and just apply it to your face. And I just let that. So then while I'm baking, I take my Ulta brow tint in the shade Light, and I just brush that through my brows. I feel like it gives me that extra fullness. Plus I have a scar on my right brow that just makes it look like I've got no hair. And it really helps to fill that in. So once I'm done with that, I go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Soft Brown, and my number 14 brush, also from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I just go in and I take the spoolie and I brush the hair up again. And then I take the brush end and I'll just go take it and take the hairs straight up so it looks like I'm putting natural hairs in my brow. And then I go in and I brush it through with the spoolie. Then I'll go in and just carve out the line under my brow. And then also above my brow. And then I go through and I brush it together so it softens that line a bit and it doesn't look so harsh. So then I just go in and make light feather strokes just so it continues to look like natural brow hairs. And then I go back in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this one's in the shade Auburn. It's not really my shade right now. This was when I had red hair that I got it, but I just go in and just create little thin strokes so that it just continues to look like natural brow hairs. And then I just take the spoolie again and just brush the hairs up. And then I just go in and do the same thing with the other brow. So then I go in with my Naked Concealer again, and I just put it under the brow and above the brow, and then I go in with my Beauty Blender and I just blend that out. That's just to clean up any excess product that might have fallen down, or, you know, any stray lines that I might have made whenever I was applying the brow products. And then I go in with my eyelash curler and I curl my eyelashes. This one's from Tweezerman. I got it from Sephora and I really like it. And then I take my L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Carbon Black and I just apply that to the eyelashes. I really like this one just because it's so dark. It really makes my eyelashes blend with the falsies. And then sometimes I go back in with my Benefit They're Real mascara just because the lashes can clump together a little bit, and this one's really good for like breaking them apart and just getting in there and making the hairs look like falsies. So then I just went in with my Duo Lash Glue and Ardell Wispy Lashes and just put them on. And now I'm just going to brush off the translucent powder from where I was baking. If you guys want to see an in-depth tutorial of how to apply false lashes, just let me know. I'm just not great at doing it on camera. So then I go in with my Maybelline Better Than Skin powder foundation, and I like to use this to just set the rest of my face, just because I like that it gives me a little extra coverage, and then throughout the day I can just go back in and reapply where necessary. So then I just went in with a stippling brush because I thought that that line right there underneath my brow bone was just still really harsh. So I just went in with a stippling brush and just kind of blended it out a little bit more. And then I went in with my favorite bronzer. This is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. It's a nice cool tone bronzer, and I use that to carve out my cheekbones and contour. And I just take this Morphe G3 brush and I just go in and I carve out the line, and then I'll go back in with the same brush and just blend it. Then I just took this Morphe blush brush and went in and just kind of blended everything out. Then I went back in and just kind of contoured my jawline. Then I took this Morphe brush and I just went in and just carved out my nose. I really like this brush. I'm forgetting what it is at the moment, but I'll link it down below. It's perfect for contouring the nose. And then I went in with my Jaclyn Hill Champagne Collection palette. This is my favorite blush and highlight palette. And I went in with the shade Amaretto and Pamplemousse mixed together on the cheeks. And I just applied this with my blush brush, and I just kind of concentrate it right over top of where the contour is. And then I bring it down just a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. And then I was kind of thinking that the blush and the contour was looking a little harsh. So this is a neat trick. You just go back in with your powder foundation or even a translucent powder and a big fluffy brush, and you just go in and blend everything out. And then I just took a nice fan brush and I went in with Prosecco Pop, and I just went in and highlighted my cheekbones, right over the temples, a little bit on the tip of my nose, and then along the bridge of my nose, my Cupid's bow, and my chin. Then I went in and just applied a little bit to the brow bone area. So then I didn't realize that my camera had stopped recording, and in a minute you'll see what I mean. I went in with Velvet Teddy on the lips, and then I just went in on the under lashes and just took those same colors and just applied them, and then went in with Champagne Pop on the inner corner. So that's the finished look. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to see more videos like this. And leave a comment down below of any ideas that you think you'd like to see me do in the future. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.